the quiet crucible of the soul, where fire meets iron, the spirit is forged. Not by ease, but through relentless discipline and unyielding resolve. Like the ancient samurai who walked the path of Bushido, the way of the warrior, we too stand at the anvil of our own becoming, shaping our minds with the hammer of intention and the flame of purpose. This is the Hagane no Ishi, the steel will, that burns within each of us, an eternal forge tempered by trials and the impermanence of Mujo. Today, you are invited to join a fellowship of modern warriors, bound not by sword, but by the fierce commitment to master your inner world. This journey demands courage, patience, and unwavering spirit. If you're ready to step into this sacred fire, comment X below, subscribe, and stand with us as we sharpen our minds and hearts together. Thank you for being part of this tribe of relentless seekers, forging themselves anew each day. At the heart of every warrior's journey lies Shin, the profound essence of inner spirit and unbreakable strength. Shin is not merely a concept, it is the invisible core that governs the soul's resilience and the mind's unwavering resolve. Like a hidden flame burning quietly beneath ash, it is the source of courage when all external forces threaten to extinguish your will. The samurai understood Shin as the spiritual bedrock upon which their entire existence depended. It transcended physical ability and technical skill, delving into the realm of the unseen where character and intention are forged. This inner spirit is a sanctuary, a sacred space within where the tumult of life cannot shatter the calm determination of one who has mastered their essence. It is this essence that compels a person to rise after defeat, to walk steadily forward despite fear, doubt, or exhaustion. Shin is the unyielding core that holds your identity intact amidst chaos and change, the steel forged through fire and tempered by experience. Without it, strength is superficial and fleeting, but with it one stands invincible. Shin demands that we cultivate an intimate awareness of our inner world. It calls for the discipline to listen deeply to the voice within, to nurture the qualities that fuel perseverance and resilience. The samurai likened this to tending a garden of spirit, where patience, mindfulness, and care enable the seed of strength to flourish. Unlike physical strength that can wane or be surpassed by others, Shin is self-renewing and grows stronger through practice and reflection. It requires honesty and courage to confront one's weaknesses, fears, and illusions. Yet, in this confrontation, a transformation occurs. Fragility is transmuted into fortitude, and confusion gives way to clarity. Cultivating Shin means becoming comfortable with solitude and silence, where distractions fall away and one's true nature is revealed. It is in these moments that the soul's fire is kindled, igniting a power that no external hardship can diminish. Through this intimate self-knowledge, Shin becomes a guiding force, illuminating the path with unwavering light. Moreover, Shin teaches that true strength is inseparable from humility and compassion. The samurai did not see themselves as conquerors of others, but as masters of self, servants to a higher purpose, grounded in integrity and honor. This inner spirit carries with it the weight of responsibility, to act justly, to protect what is sacred, and to serve with unwavering dedication. Strength without humility breeds arrogance and isolation, but strength rooted in Shin is a quiet confidence that embraces vulnerability and connection. It is this balance that allows a warrior to face adversity without losing sight of empathy or wisdom. When trials come, as they inevitably do, Shin reminds us that endurance is not about brute force, but about adapting, flowing, and remaining steadfast in values. This form of strength draws from an unshakable core that transcends circumstance, encouraging us to respond rather than react, to create rather than destroy. It is the embodiment of grace under pressure, the soul's armor forged not from metal, but from character. The journey to awaken Shin is lifelong and requires commitment beyond fleeting motivation. It is a process of constant refinement, much like a sword forged through repeated cycles of heating and hammering. Each challenge faced, each failure endured, shapes the spirit, deepening its capacity for resilience and insight. The samurai embraced hardship not as punishment, but as the crucible necessary for awakening their true strength. Shin, therefore, is not an innate gift reserved for the few, but a cultivated power, accessible to all who choose to walk the path with intention. This cultivation demands consistent practice, daily acts of discipline, reflection, and purposeful action that gradually transform the spirit. It means embracing discomfort and uncertainty as essential teachers, and recognizing that strength grows most from adversity. The more one aligns with Shin, the more life's obstacles become opportunities for growth, rather than barriers to success. This internal alchemy enables one to transcend limitations imposed by the world or the self, revealing an inexhaustible reservoir of strength. Finally, Shin inspires a profound sense of purpose that transcends personal ambition. The inner spirit is not a tool for selfish gain, but a beacon illuminating one's role within a larger whole. Like the samurai who serve their clan and country with unwavering loyalty, those who cultivate Shin understand their strength is meant to uphold values, protect others, and contribute meaningfully to the world. This higher calling infuses every action with significance, transforming the mundane into the sacred. When anchored in Shin, challenges are no longer endured with bitterness or resignation, but embraced as integral parts of a meaningful life. The spirit is ignited by this sense of purpose, fueling courage and resilience that endure beyond fleeting emotions or external rewards. Through Shin, the mind is reprogrammed, not by superficial changes, but by a profound realignment with one's deepest truth and highest ideals. This alignment creates a warrior's heart, capable of facing the unknown with calm clarity and unwavering strength. In the realm of the warrior's mind, Mushin reigns supreme, a state of pure awareness uncluttered by hesitation, fear, or doubt. The term Mushin literally means no mind. But this emptiness is not void or absence. Rather, it is a mind free from distraction and disturbance, a mind flowing with clarity and calm precision. Like the surface of a still pond, untouched by wind, Mushin reflects reality exactly as it is, allowing the warrior to act instinctively and decisively. This state is the pinnacle of mental discipline, where thought and action merge seamlessly, without interruption or second-guessing. It is the mastery of presence, so complete that each moment is fully lived and responded to, free from the weight of past regrets or future anxieties. To cultivate Mushin is to transcend the chatter of the ego and the turmoil of emotions, allowing pure intention and awareness to guide every move. This clarity turns hesitation into swift action and chaos into calm, empowering the mind to respond with the elegance of a sword strike. Mushin demands rigorous training of both mind and body. It is not an accidental state, but a result of consistent practice and profound self-discipline. The samurai sought Mushin through meditation, repetitive drills, and deep focus on their craft, gradually quieting the noise within until their mind became a clear, still lake. This requires confronting the distractions that pull attention away from fears of failure to the constant barrage of external stimuli in everyday life. The cultivation of Mushin means learning to observe thoughts without attachment and to let go of mental clutter that clouds judgment. It is an exercise in radical presence, where the mind resists the temptation to overthink or control every outcome. Instead, it surrenders to the flow of the moment with trust and awareness. In this space, intuition sharpens, decisions become instantaneous, and the spirit moves freely without the chains of doubt or distraction. Moreover, Mushin embodies a profound freedom, the liberation from mental bondage that limits potential and causes suffering. When the mind is fragmented by worries, biases, and judgments, it becomes a battlefield of conflicting impulses, weakening focus and draining energy. Mushin releases the warrior from this inner conflict by cultivating detachment and acceptance. This does not mean indifference or passivity, but rather the ability to engage fully without becoming entangled in emotions or preconceived notions. It is the clarity that comes from embracing impermanence, recognizing that thoughts and feelings are transient waves on the ocean of consciousness. Through this acceptance, the mind gains flexibility and resilience, able to adapt swiftly to changing circumstances. Mushin empowers the warrior to remain balanced and composed under pressure, responding creatively rather than reacting impulsively. This mental freedom is the foundation for true mastery in any endeavor. Achieving Mushin is a continuous journey rather than a fixed destination. The samurai understood that the mind's natural tendency is to wander, to cling to fears, hopes, and distractions. Therefore, the practice of Mushin involves daily commitment to mindfulness and presence, often cultivated through meditation, breath control, and focus training. Each moment becomes an opportunity to return to stillness and clarity, to observe the mind's activity without judgment and gently guide it back to the present. This process sharpens the ability to remain centered amid chaos, to maintain focus during crises, and to act with precision even when the stakes are high. The more one practices, the more Mushin becomes an innate state rather than a forced effort, an effortless flow of awareness that supports skillful action. This mental clarity is a powerful tool for overcoming obstacles, navigating complexity, and embodying the calm strength of the warrior's spirit. Ultimately, Mushin is not only a mental state, but a way of life, a philosophy of engaging with the world without attachment to outcome or distraction by irrelevant noise. It invites us to cultivate a mind that is fluid, open, and fully present, able to embrace whatever arises, without losing composure or clarity. Like the samurai who moves with grace and certainty in battle, the mind without distraction allows us to live with intention and freedom, transforming everyday moments into acts of mastery. Through Mushin, the warrior's mind is purified and reprogrammed, freed from the chains of mental clutter and aligned with the flow of life itself. In this profound stillness lies immense power, the power to act decisively, to see deeply, and to live fully in the eternal now. At the core of lasting transformation lies Kaizen, the relentless pursuit of continuous self-improvement. Rooted deeply in Japanese philosophy, Kaizen means change for better, a principle that champions progress through small, consistent steps rather than sudden, overwhelming leaps. For the samurai, mastery was not achieved overnight, but through daily dedication to refining skill, character, and mind. This principle reminds us that growth is a lifelong journey, where every action, no matter how minor, contributes to shaping a stronger, wiser self. Kaizen rejects complacency and the illusion of perfection, embracing instead the power of incremental progress. It calls warriors to commit to steady evolution, learning from every experience, correcting mistakes with humility, and seeking ways to enhance one's craft. Like the steady flow of a river carving stone, the cumulative effect of persistent effort creates a force capable of reshaping the landscape of one's life. Through Kaizen, the warrior becomes a perpetual student of their own potential, always sharpening the blade of self-mastery. Kaizen demands patience and discipline, qualities deeply woven into the fabric of samurai tradition. It is not a pursuit for those seeking immediate gratification, but for those willing to endure the grind of consistent practice. The process is cyclical: plan, act, observe, and refine, repeated over and over, cultivating resilience and adaptability. This cycle transforms setbacks into lessons and obstacles into stepping stones. The samurai understood that failure was not the end but a necessary part of growth, a signal to adjust one's approach rather than surrender. The principle of Kaizen teaches us to break down large, daunting goals into manageable tasks, allowing progress to be measurable and motivation sustainable. Each small victory builds confidence and momentum, fueling the desire to improve further. This steady commitment transforms not just skills but mindset, fostering a growth-oriented spirit that thrives on challenge and refuses stagnation. Integral to Kaizen is the mindset of humility, the understanding that no matter how skilled or wise one becomes, there is always room to grow. The samurai carried this humility as a shield against arrogance, knowing that pride blinds the mind and hardens the heart. Kaizen cultivates this awareness by encouraging constant self-reflection and honest appraisal of one's weaknesses and limitations. It is through this candid introspection that true progress takes root. Warriors who embody Kaizen embrace feedback, criticism, and the discomfort of confronting their flaws, recognizing these as precious tools for refinement. This humility creates a fertile ground where growth can flourish, as it opens the mind to new perspectives and possibilities. The journey of Kaizen is less about achieving perfection and more about fostering a resilient spirit that values learning and evolution above all else. It's a humble acknowledgement that mastery is an endless horizon, not a fixed destination. Kaizen also instills a profound sense of responsibility for one's own development. The samurai did not rely on external circumstances or others to dictate their growth. Instead, they owned the process entirely. This principle teaches that self-improvement is an act of personal accountability and empowerment. By committing to continuous refinement, one takes control of their destiny and shapes the trajectory of their life. This ownership cultivates motivation rooted in intrinsic values rather than fleeting external rewards. The warrior's path is illuminated by purpose, discipline, and a proactive mindset that refuses passivity. Kaizen inspires the understanding that every moment is an opportunity to improve, whether in mindset, skill, or character, and that these moments accumulate to define one's legacy. This dedication to personal evolution transforms challenges into catalysts for greatness, making progress a source of deep fulfillment rather than mere obligation. Ultimately, Kaizen transforms the way we engage with life itself. It teaches that self-improvement is not a phase or a goal to be checked off, but a way of being, a continuous dance of growth, adaptation, and renewal. The samurai's journey was one of lifelong learning, and through Kaizen, we are invited to adopt that same relentless spirit. This principle reprograms the mind to value persistence over perfection, process over product, and courage over comfort. It turns every day into a battlefield where the greatest victory is the steady conquest of one's own limitations. Through Kaizen, the spirit is forged anew with every small step, and the path to mastery becomes not a distant dream, but a lived reality. This is the essence of continuous self-improvement, a timeless call to evolve, endure, and excel in the art of becoming. In the heart of the warrior's spirit lies Gaman, the profound discipline of endurance and patience. More than mere persistence, Gaman embodies a quiet strength, a resolute calm in the face of adversity, pain, and hardship. It is the ability to endure suffering and delay gratification without complaint, to hold steadfast when the world presses harshly upon the soul. The samurai revered this principle as essential to true mastery, knowing that fleeting bursts of energy or willpower cannot sustain the long journey of growth and battle. Gaman is the unyielding spirit that remains steady when storms rage, that carries the warrior through moments of despair, uncertainty, and struggle. It is not passive resignation, but an active, conscious choice to withstand trials with dignity and grace. This endurance shapes character, forging resilience and deepening inner strength. Without Gaman, even the sharpest sword can break under pressure, but with it, the spirit remains unshaken, grounded like the ancient mountains, enduring the relentless seasons. Gaman requires the cultivation of patience, a virtue often undervalued in a world hungry for instant results. The samurai knew that all things of value, skill, wisdom, honor unfold in their own time, never rushed or forced. Patience is not idle waiting, but a focused calm that sustains effort over the long haul, allowing the process of growth to mature naturally. It is the quiet acceptance of life's rhythms and cycles, a trust in the unfolding of events beyond immediate control. Practicing Gaman means resisting the urge to give up when progress seems slow or obstacles insurmountable. Instead, it teaches to endure discomfort and uncertainty with steady resolve. This endurance is a test of mental and emotional fortitude, demanding that the warrior hold their course with unwavering commitment. In this patience lies a paradoxical power, the ability to bend without breaking, to remain flexible yet firm, to withstand the tension of the moment and emerge stronger. Integral to Gaman is the deep connection between endurance and humility. The samurai recognize that suffering and hardship are not punishments, but essential teachers on the path to enlightenment and strength. Gaman invites us to embrace our vulnerabilities, to accept that struggle is part of the human condition and the warrior's way. This humility softens resistance and opens the heart to learning, transforming pain into wisdom and patience into grace. Endurance without humility becomes stubbornness, but Gaman balances strength with softness, perseverance with acceptance. It allows the warrior to face suffering without bitterness, to hold their dignity amidst hardship, and to find meaning even in the darkest moments. This balance is the wellspring of true resilience, where patience nurtures hope and endurance becomes a sacred practice of self-mastery and growth. The practice of Gaman is both a mental and physical discipline, requiring consistent effort and awareness. The samurai trained their bodies to endure physical hardship, knowing that the mind's strength is often mirrored in the body's capacity to withstand strain. Similarly, mental endurance is cultivated through mindfulness, meditation, and self-reflection, building the ability to remain present and composed under stress. Gaman teaches the power of small, sustained efforts, holding one's ground in daily challenges, maintaining composure in difficult conversations, and persevering through long-term goals. Each act of endurance strengthens the spirit, creating a foundation of patience that supports larger victories. This practice rewires the mind to view hardship not as a barrier, but as a crucible for transformation. Through Gaman, patience becomes a form of courage, and endurance a path to freedom from the tyranny of immediate discomfort or frustration. Ultimately, Gaman transforms suffering into strength and patience into power. It reprograms the mind to embrace endurance as a virtue and hardship as an opportunity for growth. The samurai's legacy teaches that the warrior who masters Gaman is invincible, not because they avoid pain, but because they face it with unwavering spirit and calm resilience. This principle invites us to embody a patience that endures storms without losing faith, a strength that carries us through trials without breaking. Through Gaman, the mind is tempered like steel, becoming flexible yet unbreakable, capable of weathering any challenge. In this endurance lies the quiet power of the spirit, the deep well of fortitude that sustains the warrior's journey and illuminates the path to mastery. As we stand together at the crossroads of challenge and transformation, remember that these four principles, Shin, Mushin, Kaizen, and Gaman, are not mere ideas but living forces within you, waiting to be awakened. Shin, your inner spirit, is the unbreakable core that holds you steady when the world demands more than you think you can give. Mushin, the mind without distraction, frees you from the chaos of doubt and hesitation, allowing clarity and flow to guide your every action. Kaizen, continuous self-improvement, calls you to embrace the journey of relentless growth, one small step at a time, forging your path with patience and humility. And Gaman, endurance and patience, is the silent strength that empowers you to withstand adversity with grace and unwavering resolve. Together, these pillars forge a warrior spirit that transcends circumstance, one that faces life's battles with courage, wisdom, and honor. Now carry these truths with you, not just as lessons but as a way of life. Commit daily to sharpening your mind, strengthening your spirit, and embracing the endless path of mastery. Your journey has only just begun. Stand tall, move forward, and become the unstoppable force you are destined to be.